Welcome, everybody, to Kimberly Speaking podcast. And today we have a very special guest, Miss Christina Alva. She is an award winning author. She is the CEO of Amazon Books LLC. And she is here with us on today. And we're going to give her a very special, warm welcome. Welcome, Christina.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
All right. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm a little about myself. You gave me a nice introduction, but I'm coming to you from right outside of Baltimore, Maryland, although I was born and raised in San Antonio, Texas.
Wow. Awesome, awesome.
Mhm.
Okay. So, what made you leave Texas? Like, how did you end up in Maryland?
I had finished school and I got this job opportunity that I was like, oh, I'm going to go pursue this and
Okay.
move to the DC area.
Ooh, wow. So, was that scary or?
Not necessarily scary. I feel, especially as women, and I was a single mother at the time, it's like we
Okay.
just do what needs to be done, right? Like I need
Yeah,
a job. It's like, oh, okay, here's where the job is. Let's go get the job.
absolutely, absolutely. I agree. I agree. All right. So, we are gonna dive right on in. What do you think about your journey to becoming an author? What do you think about your background inspired you to want to be a writer?
Oh, now when I look back,
Hmm.
when I now I can look back, right? We
Yeah,
always say
yeah,
that now, but now when we're going
yeah,
through things, so when I
exactly.
look back, I won my first award for writing a story in the second grade.
Oh wow.
So I was young and I won third place out of the whole elementary school and I forgot all about that and stopped writing. Well, I've always loved to write. When I think back, when I was in elementary school, maybe first, second grade, I won my first writing contest. We had a school-wide contest, and I won third place for a story I wrote about a skating tomato. So
Oh wow.
I've always loved to write. Later on in life, after going through traumatic experience, divorce situation there, I got into therapy and I picked writing back up. And that's when I fell in love with writing again. And I kind of did it just by myself, just to clear my head and my thoughts. And my sister found my journal and read the whole thing. I didn't even know.
Oh my gosh.
Read the whole because you get a new
Ooh,
journal, then you get a new one. And she found
yeah.
one of them and she read the whole. She's like, "Oh my gosh, you have to make this a book. This is so
Oh
hilarious." And I was like,
wow.
"Okay."
Oh my gosh.
And from there, it just went into a bunch of stories that I wanted to tell, and the rest is history.
Wow. That is crazy. So yes, Amazing Books LLC. So is it also like a publishing company? You publish books for others? There's
Yes, so Amazing Books LLC is a company that provides ghostwriting and publishing services for self-published authors.
okay.
So that's what I do with that. And I knew I would be publishing a lot of books myself. So it was like, why not just open my own publishing company? And now I help others become
Oh,
award winning, best selling authors as well.
okay. That is awesome. Yeah, being an author isn't easy. People are like, oh, I'm gonna write a book, da da da, but that is a strenuous process, to say the least. So I definitely can attest to that. So what are some obstacles or things that you faced as far as writing and your journey in writing?
Ooh, my journey in writing, things that I face. I can tell a story, I can tell somebody else's story like easily. I can write fiction, hands down, eyes closed. But when someone asks me to write about myself and my story and my journey or touch on different topics and you're going to share it with the world, that's where it gets a little more challenging because we're always, so self-conscious about our stories and we want to tell them right. And we don't know, should I tell all of this? Should I not tell all of that? So that has been a challenge in some of the anthology projects I've been a part of, trying to understand and know, like, how much do I feel comfortable to share? What do I not want to share? Like, who do I want to incriminate? Who do I not want to incriminate?
Incriminate, not incriminate. Oh my God. Oh, that's funny.
you know, see, I write fiction too, so it just comes to me, right? Um,
Oh
so that
man.
that was like some of the challenges that I had. Also, writing my first book, going through the process of learning how to publish, which is a completely different side of writing, right? There's the fun, creative side. You write your book, and then there's the tedious, more business side that's not as much fun, and that is publishing and distribution and marketing. So just getting myself back in school mode to go and learn all about the industry, what works, what doesn't work, so that I would have success publishing my books. That was a little bit of a challenge. And now just, navigating the industry as it is with AI coming in
Yeah,
and understanding all the rules, what you can do, can't do, working with
yeah,
clients who are just like, I just got ChatGPT to write this for me, and not understanding you can't copyright something that ChatGPT
yeah,
spit out,
yeah,
some of those little
yeah,
challenges.
yeah. Absolutely. Excuse me. You mentioned something earlier about trauma. How do you think your trauma played a part in where you are now in life?
Wow, I think I've always been kind of like, although my sisters would say I'm like an extrovert, I think I've always
Hmm.
been an introvert type of person, keep to myself, keep my stories to myself. There's a whole bunch going on up here.
Yeah.
And after going through a marriage with an abusive spouse
Mm,
and going through that whole ordeal, like being kept in a
mm,
house, being told what to wear, what to say, when I
yeah.
could say it, where I could go, and just even being raised in a Christian household where my dad was a deacon, my mom was a missionary, and my dad was an officer in the military. So it's always like you are to be seen, not heard. And then we go to school. It's like, stop talking. You have something to say, put your hand up. You just this message of being seen and not heard is just reiterated throughout our
Yeah.
lives. And after my divorce, because I also was raised like what happens in a marriage stays between the husband and wife, right?
Yeah.
Keep it to yourself, and you go to church, and kind of the messages, just pray, God will work it out. Like it's like what was happening inside my head, and
Mhm.
internally the conflict that I had. Once I got out of my marriage, I was like, I'm here. I want to be seen and I want to be
Yeah.
heard, and
Yeah.
I just started talking and telling everything. And I always tell people, don't tell me a secret because I'm not going to keep it. Okay. don't, don't tell me. I'm not keeping any secrets because
Oh my God.
they kill and destroy us internally. And I just got
Yeah.
used to just being free to be me, being able
Yeah.
to say what was going on and speak my
Mm,
story, my truth. And when I
yeah.
started doing that, others started coming up to me like, oh my gosh, I was in the
Mm,
same situation, or oh
yeah.
my goodness, I don't have to just be quiet and not say anything, and that kind of affected me dramatically. Like, wow, yes, let me speak up louder and speak more because women need to hear this, men need to hear this, right? And
Yeah.
everyone, all of us have a story. And I've met some amazing authors in the last, 7, 8, 9, 10 years on my journey of being an author and a publisher,
Wow.
and heard stories that have impacted me in a
Mm,
way I never thought, right? And if that's
yeah.
happened to me, then if my story is impacting others, and it's like, hey guys, you're here. It's something happened to
Hmm.
you. It was out of your control. God can use it for his glory. Don't keep it to yourself.
Yes.
Don't let the devil keep it in your head and have
Yeah.
you turning on it day and night and worrying about what people think. Get it out there and see what happens. See what God can do with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. It's so important to tell our stories because what you said, sometimes you never know who else is dealing with what you're dealing with. And when you keep it to yourself, you kind of feel like, well, I'm the only person going through this. I'm the only person that has ever dealt with this. But then once you express it and tell it, then you realize so many more people have dealt with, the same thing. And it just kind of helps you. It's like a form of therapy to me in writing, especially about like personal struggles and trauma and things like that. So it's definitely helpful. And then as well as what you're saying, like just listening to other people. Sometimes you never know what a person is going through and how much their story can impact you.
Yes.
It just amazes me all the time. It's so crazy. Like I love just like listening. to people's, testimonies and like things they've gone through and how they've overcome it. Like, I think it's just so empowering and inspiring. So I think that it is very helpful and very needed in today. Like, I feel like it's just a form of just like help for everybody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody doesn't believe in therapy, is unfortunate. But you got to get some type of release. You have to be able to, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Just kind of understand. And I
Yes.
think that it helps with that. So, how do you think people should decide what unique stories to tell, what unique stories not to tell? Like, what is your process for
Oh, that is such a great question.
that?
I'm gonna give you like my industry answer, right? It's like
Okay.
tell it all and let your editor clean it up. No,
Oh my God. Oh, hey, I like it.
no, but I think um, when sometimes I deal with clients who want to tell their whole life story, right?
Mhm.
And there could be a lot that happens in your life,
Yeah,
and how to decide what to tell and what not to tell. I would say, what is the central message you want your reader to walk away with? What is that one message you're trying to get your reader to receive and know and understand? Because if you're all over the place, oh, I was here, I was traveling around, and this happened to me when I was a child, then I was a teenager, this happened when I was adult. There's a way where you can succinctly tell all of these major milestones in your life, but still keep it centered around
yeah,
one goal. Like, this is why I had trouble loving. And then you kind of give me the hints throughout time until you got married and then had that trust issue, traumatic
yeah,
experience happen and how you recovered. So then it's clearly laid out. And it's like, oh, that's why when you got to your marriage, you trusted him like that because of these incidents that happened in the past. And
yeah,
after this happened, this is what you walked away. So now as a reader, I'm seeing I might relate on some of the childhood trauma that you went through as a teenager or the
yeah,
marriage itself. And it's clear to me how to connect, what I'm taking away. And so I would really encourage writers and authors to kind of focus on what is the main point of your story that you want your reader to get and grasp from your story. And if you tell other things, but you got to have that one central theme,
yeah,
that
yeah,
one central moment that was your breaking
yeah.
point, your pivot point. And that's what I would advise. But
Mhm.
yes, if you don't know, just write it all down. Tell your editor
Yeah.
what you're trying to do, and they will help.
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. Oh my goodness, that is so funny. I'm telling you the truth. Okay, so we talked about Amazing Books LLC. Now I want to talk about the 90-day authors program. What does it offer, and where did it come from? How did you come up with that? What does that entail?
Yes, as I was writing my books and publishing, and people would see that I'm, oh, another book, another book. I
Yeah.
started getting that question. Hey, how do you publish a book? Or how did you write your story? Or where do I start? Right. And how long does it take to write a book? And with the more questions that came, and I was having these conversations often, I said, I should
Yeah.
start a program, a group, something. And it
Yeah.
started out as a 90-day challenge with a
Oh
group of
wow.
people who wanted to write a book. And I was like, well, let's sit down, let's write it. Let's do a 90-day
Okay.
challenge. We'll check in every week and we'll see your progress. If you have questions, go ahead and ask me. I'll be on this call every week, you know.
Yeah.
And at the end of 90 days, you should have your manuscript done. Then we can talk about
Oh
what to do with it later. But
wow.
first, I need you to write it. Stop asking me
Yeah.
publishing questions and you haven't even written anything, right? So
Oh my God.
so that's where it
Girl.
started. And from that, after the 90 days, everyone was like, well, let's keep going. And I thought, okay, this is something people want. So I started my
Yeah.
90-day authors program, which it's like a course that I have because I've taught this
Okay.
many times and you want access to a video library. You can go
Yeah.
through do it at your own pace, resources, all of those things. You can have it,
Okay.
but it also has a 90-day authors community. That is a piece of it where I continue these weekly Monday night calls with
Okay.
everyone in the community that comes on. If you want to, you can skip a Monday here or there and ask your
Okay.
questions. Yes. And get help
Yeah.
and feedback from other authors. So whether you're
Mhm.
launching a book and you want support, just get on there and tell us what you're doing. We can all go blast our social media and our networks and
Yeah.
try to support you and just share what we know about the industry and our struggles and challenges. That's my model. Share what you know, learn what you need.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
that's what we do in the 90 Day Authors community. So that's my 90 Day Authors program that I started. And we have a private Facebook
Mhm.
group too. And
Mhm.
if people want to, set up a one-on-one call during their journey, and you can stay in. I mean, it is for a fee and it's
Okay.
annual, but you can stay in as long as you want to, right? And get as
Mhm.
much help as you want to, write as many
Yeah.
pages as you want
Right.
to,
As many pieces as
go
you
as
want.
deep as you want to, I like to say. So those are for
Yeah.
my do-it-yourself people,
Okay.
right? That's what my 90 Day Authors program is.
Got it. Okay, so that sounds like it is absolutely amazing and needed because a lot of people have a story or they feel like they, are to write a book and don't know how to get started, don't know what to do, and just having that guidance and that community, like you're saying, that even that community where you are, connecting with other, like-minded people,
Mhm.
and you can ask your questions, resources. So that's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. And we're going to make sure that we definitely put all of your contact information for those of you that are out there and want to write a book. You got to join her 90-day program. Okay, so are you an author full time? Do you work? Like what is your daily routine?
For now,
Okay.
I do work a full time job. I am a software developer. So I do work a 9 to 5 or like a 9 to 9. I don't know. Sometimes it feels
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
And then I work a
Exactly.
5 to 9 right after work, where I do my business on the side and run my
Okay.
mastermind programs. Mhm.
Okay. All right. Okay, so we see that you have had some very distinguished achievements. We have the USA Today best-selling status. Now, how did that come about?
That came about through an anthology project that I did called Habits of
Okay.
Success. And with that project, we were able to hit USA Today bestseller and Wall Street Journal bestseller.
Awesome, awesome. That is awesome. Okay, so what advice do you have for people that are out there that want to tell their story, don't know if they should tell their story? What do you think is a sign or an indicator that they need to write a book?
Okay, this is what I think for everyone, book or not book, right?
Yeah,
Business, whatever,
yeah,
relationship, anything.
hmm,
You
yeah.
already know. You feel it on the inside.
Mm.
It keeps coming
Oh,
up. You can't put
yes,
it to rest. You watching your favorite show and it pops up in your head. Pay attention.
yeah,
So it's a reoccurring feeling
yeah,
that comes over you, like, oh man, I knew this. And people will start talking about it around you
yeah.
and it'll keep coming up in conversation and you'll
Sure.
start to notice, right? And you're always, God, give me a sign. Okay, he gave you several.
Exactly.
He gave you several. um, Pay attention, right? um,
Exactly.
put the Instagram down, pay attention, right? So
Yes.
that's what I would say. So if you have
Yeah.
that feeling or you've had that thought, or the people say like, oh, I thought about this 10 years ago and I still haven't written it.
Yeah.
There's a reason it's still coming up. It's not too
Yeah.
late. It's not
Yeah.
too late to write it, right? So pay attention. If you're feeling like you want to write a book, go ahead and get started. You don't know where to start, whatever, ChristinaAlva.com. You can contact me. I'll help you get started.
Okay.
For my other DIYers out there,
Yeah.
you just go to ChatGPT, how to get started writing a book, right? It's like if you don't come through me, fine, but please share your
Yeah.
story. I
Yeah.
love reading other people's stories, and I think
Absolutely.
in a world where everyone is like consuming content so fast, people say
Mm.
nobody reads books anymore. No, people still read books. People
Yeah.
talk about books just like you go to dinner and eat at a
Yeah.
restaurant. You read a wonderful book, you'll share a book with somebody. They'll go get the
Yeah.
Kindle version, the audio version, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So in a world where people are consuming content and God is trying to help people out there and people are on their knees praying and asking for help, your answer, your solution can come in many different ways. It can come
Yeah.
in a book, in someone's story.
Mhm.
So please write your story. Please share it because someone out there needs to hear it. So don't
That
sit
is
on it.
so true. That is so true. I 100% agree with everything you said. Um, and it's amazing to me the transformative power of writing and how it can connect people, like in just different areas of life, of what I'm saying, different issues, different areas. So I think that I don't know. I think writing a book, especially if you're writing about your own life, you have to really be ready for being vulnerable and not worrying about how you're going to look or how people are going to perceive you. You have to get past that part because sometimes things that you share, everybody has opinions,
Yeah.
everybody can have a judgment, but you have to be willing to be vulnerable, be transparent. And I think the more vulnerable and transparent you are, the more you're going to help people.
Yes.
you know so that's like about anything, like even with speaking, being an author, just different things, not just writing. I think that is the case for a lot of different areas in life,
Hmm.
actually. All right, so what do you see, what's coming up next? What do you have in the works? What can we look forward to?
Oh, all great questions. So let's see. It's July. July is almost over.
Mhm.
I have a live webinar that I do every month, and so the next one is July 30th. It's free to
Okay.
attend, and it is called like How to Write Your Book Workshop. So
Oh,
if you're
okay.
wondering how to write your book and you're listening to this, you can just go to ChristinaAlva.com and you can sign up for the workshop. It's free. It's an hour long, and I do it every month. So
Okay.
that's coming up. Also, my inaugural writing retreat is coming up. It's the first time ever. And
Oh,
I have been wanting to do this writing retreat, oh my gosh,
wow.
for so long, maybe for the last like 2 years. Let me say it like
Are
that.
you serious?
Yes, I have been wanting to do it, and I
Mhm.
have it in my head, and it's so
Mhm.
crazy, right? Because I would rent a mansion and a limo and a driver for the day, right? That's what I would love to do. But
Yeah.
you gotta start somewhere, right? You gotta start
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah, you do.
So
Absolutely.
September 18th through the 22nd, I do have a writing retreat. I'm keeping it small and exclusive. I'm only
Okay.
taking four writers or
Oh,
allowing
okay.
four writers to attend. It is a 5 day,
Okay.
4 night. The price of your retreat ticket includes your lodging, your transportation
Mhm.
to and from the airport, all your meals. My private chef will be there preparing all the
Okay.
meals for everyone,
Okay.
and it includes a day pass to Universal Studios because I like to encourage people to get out of your head, out of the box,
Yeah.
and see
Yeah.
things from a different perspective. For fiction and
Absolutely.
nonfiction, it's going to help you
Yeah.
so much. Just don't stay
Absolutely.
focused in one lane.
I
So,
agree.
yes, so I'm very excited. I am doing a little spoiling of my writers because I want them to have everything taken care of. It's going to
Yeah.
be posted at a resort, so you have all the amenities of the resort there. Although most of the time we'll be writing, but for people like I just need to take a
Yeah.
break. There's plenty of
Yeah.
things to do, right? You can take a break,
Okay.
but the goal is to come where you are with your manuscript, whether you've written 1 word, 1,000 words, or 20,000, right? And heads down, get any questions you have answered. My editor will be there if you want first couple of chapters read or reviewed, feedback, and it's really
Oh,
just to help you get it done, right?
that's good. That's awesome. That is very awesome.
Thank you.
That's awesome. I love it. Absolutely. Okay, so tell us where we can find you on your social media. What are your social media handles? What social media platforms are you on?
Yes, I am on Facebook and
Okay.
Instagram
Mhm.
as Christina in Alva. Those only two.
Okay, and I'm gonna have all that information with the episode so people can find you on social media. They can follow you. They can also have a list of all the things that you have coming up, where we have your links and everything like that, so they can, just connect with you easily. Sometimes we get lazy and we don't want to do the work to find what we need. So I try to make everything readily available for people like me who don't want to do all the clicking and all that stuff. But yeah. I'm so glad that you were able to make it today. I'm so grateful for you agreeing to bless us with your presence on today.
Thank you.
And
Thank you for
I
having me.
totally enjoyed it. Absolutely. And I hope that a lot of people listening will reach out and get started on their journey. And just get started because you got to take the first step.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And
Just
it
do
can it
something
can be
today.
tough. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. It can. Whew, girl, it can be a journey. Trust me, I know. So I'm sitting here listening like 90 days. Girl, you know how long it took me to write my book? Years. I kept picking it up, putting it down, picking it up. I was like, man, where were you when I was writing? Because I needed
I
to do this.
know. I ask the question all the time, how long do you think it takes to write a book? And the natural response or the average response is 2 years. Although I get the tens and the 1 year and all this stuff. And so you
Girl.
can write your book in 30 days. If you understand what you need to write, all you
Ooh.
have to do is write it. But so many
Mm,
times people just sit down, like, let me just start writing. Why would you do that? Do you go to buy a house like today? Let me wake up and buy a house. No, you have to think,
mm,
plan, organize your thoughts, get
yeah.
together, the prep work. And that's why I teach them
Yeah.
how to write a book workshop. But
Yeah.
once you have that blueprint, that guide, there's
Yeah.
no writer's
Yeah.
block. There's no
Yeah.
sit down and get to
Yeah.
work. And it really is a numbers game. You want to
Yeah.
write a 40,000 word novel, you can sit down and write for an hour. You can write 1,000 words. Write 40 hours. You got 40,000 words. There goes your novel right there. So
Wow.
when you think about it, you can do it. How
Yeah.
much Netflix did you watch this week? Right? How many episodes did you binge watch? Right. Take that same time, sit down and
Yeah.
write a little bit every day. It'll be done.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
so that's what I like to say. Like it can be done really quickly.
Yeah.
Second, no, I wrote my first fiction fantasy in 2 months, 60 days.
What?
Yes. Now it took me a year to figure out how to publish fantasy, but it only took me 60
But
days to write it.
oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And then you have to be focused. Like you have to be really and I'm telling you, it was just a process. I'm telling you. And I just ooh, y'all know what I know. Y'all will take advantage of this 90-day program because it is tough when you just out there not knowing anything. I'm
Yes.
just gonna write. Oh no. Oh no.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
That's it's not gonna happen like
I still have a lot of people that, go through some of my classes or my program like,
that.
this is too much. Can you just write it for me?
Oh, well, hey, then you have to go. Exactly.
It's the
So, hey, then
ghostwriting,
you
right?
got
So
the next best thing. Hey, I love it. That's even better because then you ain't got to write. You just got to talk or record or however else you
right.
get it. Hey, listen, don't need to work harder when you can work smarter. Ain't that what they
Right,
say?
right. So it's up to people's preferences and what they can do.
Yeah,
But the important thing is that the story gets out.
yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. All right. Well, thank you again so much for tuning in with us, guys. Today has been awesome with Miss Christina Alva. Make sure you reach out and connect with her through all her social media platforms, her website, and take advantage of all the resources and things that she is offering. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And to get more inspiring episodes, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Kimberly Speaking 8062. Click the bell for notifications. And until we speak again, be blessed.